Sagittarius. We're looking at Sagittarius Sun and the life path of a Sagittarius Sun. We're going to look at Jeffrey Wolf Green, an astrologer who was a Sagittarius Sun, as well as a South Node in Sagittarius and a ninth house Pluto. So let's take a look at how to calculate the life path for Sagittarius Sun. Sagittarius, right here, Sagittarius Sun. And we're going to look at the life path of a Sagittarius Sun. And this is an astrologer. He actually is the one who developed this technique, or at least the one who made it more famous. And that is Jeff Green. And I don't know if I said this, he's an astrologer. He was an astrologer. And he's a Sagittarius Sun. But we're going to start with Pluto. Pluto, the life path, Pluto's in the ninth, where he's coming from. South Node in the first in Sagittarius. So in this case, he has this Sun, South Node Sagittarius. He's got the Pluto in the ninth. So this Sun is going to really correlate with the deepest part of himself. So you could think of, a lot of people like myself. I have a ninth house Pluto, a 12th house South Node, but my Sun is in Capricorn. It's not a sign that is exactly congruent with the ninth or the 12th, or say Sagittarius Pisces. But in his case, we see that his Sun is in the South Node with the South Node in Sagittarius and the Pluto in the ninth. His Sun is really correlating with the deepest part of himself. He's really bringing the deepest part of himself out into the world. And that's what people are seeing. That's what they're accepting. And I just want to bring that up because when you don't have that, there can be a little bit of incongruency in the psyche of the person, for lack of a better term. But let's stick with this, learning the life path here. We have the Pluto in the ninth, the South Node in the first. So he's coming from this Aries place, this Sagittarius, a lot of fire. He's got a lot of energy. He's on a mission. He's a teacher, ninth house teacher, salesperson, traveler. This guy traveled the world. He wrote books. He taught astrology. He lived in ashrams, studied yoga, and on and on and on. And we see the ruler of the South Node too is Jupiter, and it's on the ascendant, Jupiter, which the planet that rules Sagittarius. So more of this congruency in the chart. He also had a Pisces moon as well, a sign that's ruled by Jupiter. So where he's coming from, the ninth, the first, where he's headed, polarity point, the third, the North Node, Gemini. So more congruency here. We see the polarity point of Pluto and the North Node, both in air, in the seventh and the third, air houses. He even has Uranus there in the North Node. So he has planets on both the nodes as well, showing that he's got he's bringing into this life more experience where he's been and where he's headed. Because you got to look at this like it usually takes time to develop something. So when you see this, it really indicates that a person, this isn't new to a person. They've been working on this. So when you think of accomplishing something in one life, if it's something new, very new, like for example, if you wanted to be like this guy, if you wanted to be an astrologer and you weren't bringing that experience into this life, it's unlikely that you're going to come to a point where Jeff Green came and be extremely famous in the field. So there's that to consider. So with this heavy emphasis on the first and the seventh and the ninth and the third, So this is a guy also who's doing this to, as I said, to be on a mission, maybe first house, like a mission. Seventh house, relating to people. In order selling something, if you sell, when you're selling something or you're teaching something, you have to, or just say he acquired all this knowledge and now he has to bring it to people. Third house, seventh house. He has to learn how to relate. And what usually happens is people get rejected. And we see that with the moon, the fourth, squaring the nodes. This would have been a person who would have been rejected at some point in the consciousness. And now, third house, seventh house, learning how to deal with that. Now, there's more here to this chart. In this case, we have the sun in Sagittarius. We could just imagine if the sun was, say, somewhere else, maybe in Scorpio, in the 12th, or we could say Libra. There might be more emphasis on the relationships rather than the teaching if the sun was somewhere else. And the teaching, the subject of the teaching may be different than astrology as well if the sun was somewhere else. So I'm going to get some water here and leave it there for now. And I hope you enjoy this. Have a great day.